Hello, it's Leslie Fightmaster, and today's class we're going to do more of a stretching class today. So for our recovery week, we're on day 53, and again, we're just going to take it a little bit easier during this week. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. And then we'll begin lying on our backs. And draw your right knee into your chest. Just give it a good hug. And extending the left leg out with the left toes pointing up, the left ankle flexed. And then extend your right leg up toward the ceiling. You can hold on behind the thigh or down by your calf, or maybe reaching your toe, or if you have a yoga strap, you can use that. Left hand is just resting gently on the left thigh. And the right outer hip is reaching down toward the front of your mat, toward your left foot. This is a wonderful stretch for our hamstrings. On your exhale, we'll open the right leg to the right, but keep your left hip pressing down. Turn and look over your left shoulder as long as that feels okay on your neck. So your left hip, it's going to want to pop up toward the ceiling. So if it does, come out of the stretch a little bit. Bring the right leg a little more back to center. Reground the left hip down and then move from that place. Inhale back to center. Switch hands with your strap or your foot. And exhale, take the leg to the left, looking right for a nice twist. And then try and turn your belly up toward the ceiling as you take your twist, looking over the right shoulder. And then bring your leg back to center. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders off the floor and draw your leg in towards your face, basically. Need a nose and extending it. And then release. And stretch out that leg. It might feel longer than the left leg. Draw your left knee in and give it a nice little hug, holding on to your left shin. And you can start reaching the outer left hip down toward the front of your mat, toward where your right foot is, if you like. And keeping that, extend the left leg up, holding on to the leg anywhere on the leg, or taking the toe or putting a strap around the ball of your left foot and holding the strap. As I mention often, it doesn't matter how deep we get into a pose, it just matters that we feel a stretch. Breathing here. Extend the leg out as much as you can. And then as you exhale, we'll open the leg to the left, keeping the right hip pressing down. Look over the right shoulder. So again, if your right hip is popping up, then just come out of the pose a little bit and reground it, and then move from there. Inhaling back to center. As you exhale, take it over to the right side and look over the left shoulder. Turning your belly to face up toward the ceiling. And then back to center, and then just draw the leg in as much as you're comfortable with. Your knee towards your nose, your chin towards your shin, belly and thigh, trying to connect any amount, doesn't matter. And then release. Roll yourself up to seated or roll to the right and press up. And we'll make our way into child's pose with the arms extending in front. The hips are reaching back toward the heels. You can rest your head on the floor, or you can put it on a blanket if you'd rather. And just stretch out your spine. Now interlace your fingers behind you. On your next exhale, reach your arms up, any amount, just to start to stretch out your shoulders. And release that. Unhook your fingers and then reclasp them with the other pinky on top. Next exhale again, you'll lift the arms up, any amount. Stretching up, stretching your shoulders, and then releasing that. Coming forward again onto the hands and knees. Walk your hands forward in front of the shoulders and then stretch your chest back toward the thighs, but keep your hips right up above your knees. As you reach forward, you want your inner upper arms, the biceps, to spin up toward the ceiling, the outer upper arms, the triceps, to wrap down toward the floor. Walk your hands back in to come out of it and right into table, wrists under shoulders, and then back into child's pose with the arms extending in front. Inhale back up into table. This time shift forward, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale for little cobra. Keep lifting the belly, tailbone toward the heels. Exhale, press up to the knees and then back into down dog and bicycle your legs, bending one knee and the other. So again, spreading your fingers nice and wide. Press into the base of your fingers as you lift up through your forearms. Arms, shoulders distance apart, feet hips width, and then to the knees again. And back into the stretch we did called Ahhhhhhh. So reaching the arms forward, chest is reaching toward the floor, hips are directly over your heels. And then slide that back into child's pose. Extending the spine. Come on up to the knees again. Shift forward about an inch, lower. So it's a modified chaturanga. Inhale, little cobra pose or a bigger cobra pose, whatever feels okay on your back. Exhale to the knees, then tuck the toes, stretch back into down dog. Arms and ears are in line. Arms are shoulders distance and the feet hips width. Come back onto the knees. And once again, Ahhhhhh, walk the hands forward. Chest is moving toward the floor. Your head is resting or not. Maybe it isn't. Hips over the knees. Stretching out the whole front of the body. Keep some lift in the lower belly to protect the lower back. Then make your way into child's pose. And then we'll come back up onto the knees, shift forward about an inch, lower down, chaturanga with the knees down. Inhale into cobra, peel the chest up, a low cobra or a high one. Keep the pubic bone lightly pressing down toward the floor and the belly picking up away from the floor. And then tuck the toes and stretch back into down dog. So we're just moving through a modified vinyasa. A type of a sun salutation for this one. And then coming forward, we're going to sit onto the knees. And sit your hips back on top of your heels and take your right ear toward the right shoulder. Take your right hand and just rest it on your head, not pulling. Extend your left arm out to the left and flex your wrists, so face your fingertips up toward the ceiling a little bit. You should get a long stretch all the way down the left side of your neck and maybe down the arm. Come back to center, left ear to left shoulder. Take your left hand, again, let it rest on the head, not pulling. Extend the right arm out to the right, flex your wrist. Fingertips are pointing up a little. Stretching out that right side of the neck. Maybe you'll feel it down your arm. Sometimes I feel it all the way down to my fingertips. And release, inhaling through center. Now take right ear to right shoulder, chin toward chest, left ear to left shoulder. Gently bring the head back if it feels okay for you. Right ear to right shoulder again, chin to chest, bring it over to the left, look up gently. I'll do that one more time. rolling the head forward and around, looking up. And then we'll switch. So left ear to left shoulder, bring chin to chest, take it over to the right. And again, moving in little circles. So if that doesn't feel good on your neck, then you won't do it. Bye, Brad. There goes our roommates. And then come back to center. Now you can stay sitting on your heels, or maybe you'll take your heels apart and sit your hips down onto the floor. And then lift your hips up off the floor with your fingertips behind you facing forward. Sit your hips back down in between the feet or on the heels. This is called Virasana if your hips are down, or Vajrasana if you're on your heels. Hands again behind you. Lift the hips off the floor or off the heels, stretching out the front of the body. Head can go back if it feels okay on the neck. Back down through center. If this hurts your knees, make sure you're sitting up on your heels or even up on a block or two or blankets. So you can stay up sitting or lean back onto your forearms, or lean all the way back into Supta Virasana. Lying down hero's pose. So the knees shouldn't be any wider than the hips. If this hurts your knees, don't do it. We never want to hurt our body for the glory of a pose. It is never, ever, ever worth it. So pay attention. This stretch might feel really good to some of you, and to some others of you, it will feel awful. So if it doesn't feel good for you, come out of it. This one I would call an acquired taste. It takes a little time before it feels nice. So it's stretching out the fronts of the quads, the fronts of the thighs, the hip flexors, and also the ankles and tops of the feet. And then we'll slowly make our way back up and stretch out the legs. So stretch out one leg, stretch out the other leg. There's a nice little family that stopped to say hello. And then just drop the knees off to one side and the other. Cute little kayakers. And then come onto your back. Your feet hips width apart. As you inhale, we'll lift up into just a gentle bridge, and then as you exhale, lower back down. Inhale again to lift up, reach the tailbone toward the backs of your knees. Exhale and lower back down. Inhale, press to the heels, lift up, low back, mid back, maybe upper back. Exhale, lower down one vertebra at a time. And again, inhale to lift up. This time, roll the shoulders under and interlace your fingers to bridge. Okay, there was a person that was fishing above me. There's a pier above me, and I got really scared because she almost hit me with her hook. That's why I kind of jumped there for a moment, if you saw that. Okay, coming down. And then back up into bridge, interlace with the other pinky. The non-dominant interlace, spiral your thighs. Your outer hips will pin in toward each other, but don't clench your entire booty. No booty clenchers. Come on down and rest. And then coming up again, maybe hands to the low back if that feels nice to you. You don't have to. And walk your feet a little closer to each other. Take your right ankle above your left knee. Flex your right ankle. Let your right knee go out to the side so you get a nice hip stretch. The outer hip is opening. Keep lifting your hips off the floor. Release. Left leg up, and then take the left ankle above your right knee and drop the outer left knee down. And lifting up, chin away from your chest. And then we'll release that and draw your knees into your chest. Give your knees a little hug and start to rock yourself back and forth, up and down your spine, and coming up to seated. Extend the legs. Pull your toes back, then bend your right knee, right inner thigh, or right sole of the foot to the left inner thigh. Reach up through your inhale, exhale, come forward. inhale to lengthen and exhale to extend, pulling your left toes back. I'm going to take a moment also to thank Kira Grace for the cute red pants I'm wearing. They emailed me and asked me if they could send me some clothes to wear, and I said, okay, I would love that. And these red pants are very comfy. And it's Valentine's Day today, the day that we filmed, so I thought that was apropos. Inhale to come up and switch. So straighten out the right leg, we'll bend the left, pull the right toes back, reach up on the inhale, exhale to extend, lengthen as you inhale, exhale and extend forward, lengthening your spine as much as you can, and drawing your belly in, pulling your right toes back to keep your right ankle flexed and keep your right leg muscles nice and engaged. Inhale your head up, exhale and release, both legs in front, and then this time right ankle above the left knee, flexing the foot, or if you have half lotus, you can take your right ankle toward the belly and then take it over to the side, your right arm behind you, hook your right arm around your back, hold your shirt or grab your right toe, and extend the left hand for the left foot as you take your forward fold. This one is called Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana, and that is a mouthful. It's a hip stretch, also stretching out the hamstrings. Don't hurt your knee or your ankle though. Inhale, head up, exhale, release. Extend that leg, bend the left knee, take the left ankle just above the right knee, or left heel toward the navel, bring the leg across, set it down, or the foot across, set it down. Left hand behind, hold on to your shirt or your toe, and folding forward on your exhale. You can also gently lift up on that left shoulder head. Nice steady breath. Inhale, head up, exhale, release. Extend both legs in front of you. And now bending your right knee, right sole, the foot on the floor, right arm inside, wrap it around. Left hand behind your back. Inhale, lengthen, exhale to extend. This is Marichasana A. So everyone gets a little confused. Your right arm is on the inside of your right leg. You reach forward as far as you can, and then you wrap it around. And then your left arm comes behind, and you can hold your shirt or reach your right hand. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Left foot toward the left hip, and left arm inside, reach forward, wrap it around, roll your right shoulder back a little, exhale to extend forward, pull your right toes back as you come forward. This is a nice pose also for the shoulders and the hamstrings and the hips. And then head up, inhale, and release on the exhale. So I'm turning to the side today for Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees apart, extending hinge from the hips forward. I'm holding on my feet and I'm turning my soles of the feet toward my face, toward the ceiling, facing up. And then inhale to come up and extend the legs out to the sides, toes and knees point up to the ceiling. Sit up on the inhale, exhale to come forward any amount, keeping that spine nice and long, and keep pulling the toes back and flexing the ankles. So coming forward just any amount. If it's not at all, take your hands behind you and just sit up nice and tall with the legs as wide as you're comfortable with. Again, just feel a stretch. And walk yourself back up as you inhale. And we'll take the legs back toward the front. Bend your right knee and take your left foot on the outside of the right knee. Right arm up, inhale, left arm is behind. And exhale, twist for Ardha Matsyendrasana. As you inhale, you'll sit up tall. Exhale, you'll roll the left shoulder back. If this is too intense, you can always extend the right leg out instead of bend it. Or you can also intensify it a little bit more by taking that little bind with the left arm behind the back, the right arm in that little space between the legs. And I'm clasping behind my back. You can also hold your shirt. Come back to center, unwind, straighten the legs, and then bend the left knee. It's going to face right toward the front of the mat. The right foot crosses in front of it. Inhale, sit up tall, right hand is behind. Exhale, left arm across and twist. So again, you can extend that left leg forward instead. You can also intensify by bringing the left arm through that little space created and the right arm behind you. And clasp your hands or hold on to your shirt. So with twist, we lengthen on the inhale and then we twist maybe a little deeper on the exhale. Never trying to force it. Inhale the head to center, exhale, unwind. And onto the back, happy baby. Take the pinky toe sides of the feet, tailbone toward the floor, rock side to side, if you like. And the knees are moving toward the armpits. It's a nice hip stretch. All right, we're making our way to Shavasana. So get yourself very comfortable. Extend the legs out. Make sure your tailbone is lengthening toward your heels. Your shoulder blades are reaching down towards your waist. And let your feet just flop open. Your arms are by your sides with your palms up. And close your eyes. Relax. Moving back to the second agreement of the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. A wonderful book I definitely recommend. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. This is hard to do. He says, nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. So start to stretch yourself out, reawakening your body. Roll off to your right side. Pause a moment to honor your intention. Honor yourself for showing up again today on your mat. And come up to seated. And hands together, Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. So we'll bring our hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. The hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. The hands to the mouth for clear and loving communications, sending out wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Tomorrow we're going to go back to some core and ab work. If you liked today's class, please push the like button and give me a comment. Let me know how this is going for you, these 90 days. Please share this with your friends. Let everybody know if you're enjoying it, and subscribe if you haven't. All these things help us to get our free yoga out to as many people as possible. Another thing that really helps are donations. If you can afford it, not if you can't, but if you can, there is a link below, and you can donate any amount at all. Anything. So if you can, only if you can. If you can't, no worries. Or you could go to fightmasteryoga.com, push the link on the right for Amazon, and it doesn't cost you any more to order through Amazon, but it helps us. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.